So day one of starting on Fent Dome. I've come up here to the breeze blocks because I need to split a load of these. The rabbits have gone and pooed all over them, which is really helpful. So I'm just going to literally sit and split as many of them as I can, because there's no point using full blocks when you're just kind of meeting a joint. So half blocks is perfectly fine. So I'm going to split a load of those, and then I'm going to start working out. This is the water and the sewage. So the dome's going that way thanks to all your lovely input as to which direction it should face. So I need to basically work out where all these blocks are going within the circle here. So we've now got a nice clean palette to work with, and basically the hills are the sunrise. So that is exactly where I want my panoramic window here to be looking out onto. So I also know that I want my sewage to come into the back of the toilet, which is going to be, and I want it to go straight. So I'm going to put my main beam just to the right of the sewage, and then that is now my middle, which I'm hoping is directly in line with my sunrise. So now I've basically just got to measure out, line on my blocks, make sure they're all level. So we've measured our bit of string at half the diameter of the circle, and now I'm just going to spray because I'm not sure I've got my blocks all in the right place.
I've made it so that you can feed the whole thing through.
Like that?
Feed
like the whole thing like that?
Yeah.
No, that's not right though.
No, maybe
it's like that.
Because it's the diameter of the thing.
That'll do.
I suppose it doesn't have to be precise now, does it?
No, we'll cut the bits of wood to the right. So that's in the way. Oh, I'm stuck on the block. Oh, that didn't work very well. Ah! This is much harder with the blocks in the way.
Normally you did it before putting the blocks in. I sometimes think you like to make your life difficult.
Yes, of course I do.
I don't know why. It looks like you're kind of coming in there.
Oh, I know, but it's because it keeps getting stuck. This is not the way to do it at all.
No, you shouldn't have blocks here.
Because I did it before, but it's because I didn't have I had to go and get more spray, so I thought I'd do this, and it's not the right way around to do it.
Oh, is that because you let the kids spray all the names last time?
Yeah, we ran out of spray.
You didn't run out of spray. Are you having fun?
No. Oh, look, I'm making a right pig's ear of this.
I wouldn't say anything, but yeah, you are.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So at the moment we're trying to work out the sewage situation for where the bathroom's going. So the bathroom's going in the middle, which means we need to run a sewage pipe to the bathroom. So, which is coming down this line here. So we just need to connect this in and then join it into the sewage, but we need to work out how much fall we need as to whether we need to raise these blocks up a bit so we can actually fit the sewage pipe with the right amount of fall underneath. So Brian's just gone to get me some pipe bedding. I just basically dug this to sit the sewage pipe in that's coming into the bathroom. So now I need to check the fall on it. So it's kind of like a 1 in 7. So I would get my spirit level. Excuse the dodgy filming. And then obviously we've got a fall on that. So when you get the spirit level like that, you then want that bottom of the spirit level to the thing to be 7 centimeters. Okay, at the moment it's about 8, so I just need to dig this, get this down a bit further at this end over here. That was a terrible explanation, but it's really difficult to do one-handed. Poor Brian's broken. You can't.
I swear I'm getting old. When you sit on the ground and you try and get up, and then your whole body's just seized and achy and sore.
So we've literally spent I don't know how long.
It's only been about an hour.
Just levelling these blocks.
Yes, because I've come and done it properly.
Yes, well, yes, fine. It's oh, and we've done all this.
Exactly.
So this is, yeah, sewage is sort of in. That's where the bathroom's going to be coming up to. So yeah, we're going to have a lunch break now. Right, so I have levelled all these blocks-ish I hope. And now it's time for me to get the 4 main cross beams and bracket them together. I'm just going to use these square brackets just to make a cross shape in the middle, so I know that they're all perfect, and then I'll start screwing in from the sides. I can't be bothered to bring the generator up, so I've just got the good old trusty handsaw. So I'll just be just going to do that for now and see how far I get. So do you know that feeling when you've been working quite hard and then your boss comes to inspect what you've done? That's what this is like now.
Well, all I ask is that the things are straight. So come and have a look here. So this is obviously right above there. So I know it's only about 2 mil, but it makes a difference.
Yeah, so we'll just...
And then like, as I'm going around...
Yeah, this side's a little bit dodgier than the other side.
No, but if you were screwing it together, it all needs to be straight, level, even.
I struggled with this side.
That's because you didn't have me helping you like I did on that side.
Well, no.
Unfortunately, I had to go to work. I know. Of which I need to go back to work now.
Okay. So this is the stage I'm at now. Basically, all the blocks are level. I've screwed all these beams into the main cross beam. Now, what we're doing, because we're using ply or our plastic equivalent of ply, that is 1.22 meters across. So from our central beam here, I've measured from this middle of this beam to 1.2 meters, 1.22 meters, so that will sit perfectly in the middle of the beam. So that when you put the piece of ply down, or the piece of plastic ply, that will sit nicely on here. If we've done it wrong and moved it over a little bit, then there'd be nothing supporting that ply when you screw it together. So we've made sure that these are exactly 1.2, and that's right up here to 2.44 here, so that it would fit a piece of ply. Obviously, if you're doing deck, happy days, you can just literally screw the decking boards across here. But because of the type of ply we're using this recycled plastic ply, it has a lot more give than normal 18mm ply. So although it's 18mm, it's just, the way the plastic is, it just has a little bit more give in it. So we've put these blocks a lot closer together than we would normally if we were using ply, so that we can put all these cross beams across, and then there's not too much give in it. So what my job is now, I know that our dome is 6.7 meters, and I want the dome to, the base to be exactly the same size as the dome. The reason we do that is because of the way the skirt hangs. The same with the yurt. Pause, let me show you. So you can see here on this dome, we've done it exactly the same size as the dome, because then the skirt hangs down beautifully. That means the water runs off. It means no water gets inside the dome or gets to any of the bits of ply that are inside there. So a lot of people put their domes on square decks, and the reason we don't do that is because if this was just on a deck, this skirt would be up on the deck there, and then you'd have to put stones down or something, and then you'd have to put some sort of waterproofing membrane underneath it, so that the water doesn't run. Whereas this way, as the water comes off the dome, it just literally runs onto the ground, job done. So we've always done round bases on the yurts and the domes. If you've got a bell tent, that's got a zipped in ground sheet, so that's absolutely fine. You can just plonk a bell tent on a square deck and it's a bit easier. But we find, especially with yurts and domes, that you really need to have them on round bases so that the water can run off. We will be creating a deck around this dome. So in a couple of videos, a few hundred videos time when we get to it, we will be creating a nice rectangular deck. Now that deck is going to go sort of from the door all the way around the back to create our outdoor area, kitchen, bath, that sort of thing. So we're going to be creating that deck separately, and then hopefully as this goes round the side, we'll just tuck the skirt in and the deck will butt up against it, so you'll still get that space for the water to run off, and it won't run onto the deck. It'll just run down the dome and through the gap there, but you'll still have this kind of seamless deck that goes around the dome. Make sense? So because I want this to be perfectly 6.7 meters round, I'm going to use my tape measure and my piece of string. Bear with. Twist it into the middle here, and then I'm going to measure my piece of string, and then I'm going to mark with my Sharpie attached to the string each of my beams so I can cut them to exactly the right size. Okay, so I've got my piece of string, I've got my Sharpie, and now I'm just going to literally pull it round and draw. But now I'm just going to get my saw and just basically saw where I've marked. Obviously, if I had the generator up here and I hadn't already screwed them together, I'd probably do this with the chop saw, but that sounds like too much of a faff, so I'm just going to do it by hand. So we've done 1/2 of the side of the base. What I basically did was I measured this point to this point and then cut a load of the right size. So hang on, where is it? Yeah, so there you can see that's 57.3. So I cut a whole row of 57.3s, and then I did a whole row of whatever that one is, 55.4s, all the way. So we've done this half now-ish, and it seems to be working all right, doesn't it?
No, because all the blocks are now out of squonk. And so like this block is now not going to have anything to...
I've got block issues, but I can... I'll sort that out. I'll sort it out, don't worry, don't worry. Okay. I also cut a row wrong, as in I didn't...
misread.
I misread my writing. That should have been 66 and I thought I'd written 60. But hey ho, so I'll cut those again. But yeah, I think we're winning.
Except it's freezing cold and blowing a gale.
It is horrible.
And my nose is dripping.
Nice. So thank goodness the base is now all screwed together and it's basically a rough circle. So it feels like it has taken forever, like literally forever. I feel like I've been working on this base for months, but the majority of it is done now. So we've gone and bought these ground screws. Because of the high winds with that dome, we had to put in these big anchor bolts. And I don't want to have to do the same again. So we're going to kind of future-proof by putting these in now. So what I want to do is basically take this, screw it in. I'm hoping it should be as simple as just screw it into the ground and then secure it so that this hole goes through this piece of wood, and then hopefully it means that the base is anchored to the ground, so that if we did get any high winds again, then we shouldn't have to worry about last minute hurricane screws. So I'm going to quickly do that now. We've just got 4. So we're bolting these on now, so that hopefully they're not going to go anywhere. So we've just used big thick normal bolts, and hopefully they should keep the whole base in the ground. This is the plastic ply that we're using for the dome base. So it's made from 100% recycled plastic, and it's just basically formed into the size of a piece of ply. So basically now we need to get all of these up onto the field. We've literally only just rescued Brian's car from getting stuck, so I'm not going to be able to put on more than maybe 3 sheets at a time, just to so that we don't get too stuck in the field, and hope that I can drive up there. I'm on my own today. Brian's actually gone into the office. He hasn't been to the office for like 2 years, so so I'm definitely on my own. I've got no lunch break help. So I'm going to see if I can get these into the right places and start screwing them down.
That has been a load of fun, I must admit. I think it's taken us almost, what, 2 months to get to this point?
It's been on and off. I've like spent a couple of hours here and there for literally 2 months.
Yeah, I think it's because the weather has been so bad and everything's just been so wet. So as you look over here, as I'm walking around, as you can see, mud is our biggest enemy again. Yeah. And it's just caused everything just to take so much longer. Also, these boards, I don't know if we messed up, but I'm sure I measured a board and the board is like 2 mil out on one side, which has meant that things have not quite sat as well as I thought they were. But
so yeah, if you come and have a look over here, we've had to jiggery pokery them, and at one point we've got this whacking great gap, just because if everything's even a mil not perfect, you end up with a gap, because at some point it just won't all perfectly butt up together.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm not sure if that is down to us not having it perfectly straight, because I'd like to think these boards are totally properly machined, but I'm sure when I measured it with the tape measure it was slightly out. But yeah,
anyway, it's caused us, whatever it is, it's caused us issues.
But anyway, we now get to draw the circle and cut it, and then it'll start to look like a proper base. So The next bit is the fun bit, when we start to actually build the dome. I thought we would have been at this stage, what, 2 days ago, but hey, we're here now. Let's just get it done.
So on this plastic you can't mark it with a normal marker, so we've had to use chalk pen, which seems to work, and it's made quite a bright white line for us to use, so that's good. So Brian's just going this way around with his saw, and then I'm going that way around with my saw, and hopefully we'll meet in the middle. So thank goodness that is the base finished, and in our next episode we will be building the actual dome, which should be really exciting. I can't wait to get started. See you then!